remember how much I told you I dislike Lila in my last review? Well, imagine if both her and Chloe were the big characters of the episode. The two worst characters in the entire show together in an episode. Granted, Lila doesn't actually get in the whole action part of it, but she still manipulates in this episode, and it just has to be Chloe. Yeah, this one was rough. But this is still a pretty good episode, and I will explain why in detail, but to put it bluntly, this is, so far, the most disappointing episode of the season. I knew Chameleon was not going to be good, but Miraculer. What a way to take an interesting villain concept and completely just throw it out the window. Well, let's break it down step by step together. Welcome back to Animation Station. Here's my review of Miraculer. Enjoy. Sabrina, angry at Chloe for the attention she gives to Ladybug, becomes Miraculer, who can steal powers away from superheroes, and Hawkmoth tries to use this as an opportunity to force Ladybug to give Chloe back her Miraculous so that he can akumatize her. And then Mayora's in this episode, and barely does anything aside from creating a silly Sentimonster. That's the plot. It's as stupid as it sounds. Credit to Marinette, she does know she has to talk to Chloe eventually. And even Cat Noir asks nicely for her to talk to her. And, that's a nice gesture, and she says how her days of being Queen Bee are numbered, pretty much. But she doesn't have the heart to tell her. So then we go to the school, and Lila, being manipulative as usual, tells Chloe about how she managed to get Ladybug to come to her every single time by doing a certain thing, which apparently was spinning in circles like a ballerina. So investing. And then we get the actual plot of the episode where we find out that Hawkmoth's plan is to akumatize Chloe with the Bee Miraculous, and then using Mayora's feather to make her even stronger. Kind of like the combination thing we saw in the New York special. And except here, it just has to be Chloe. Now, do I hate Chloe or Lila more? I'm going to say I hate Lila more, because at least with Chloe, she does have some humanity. She's shown flashes of being an actual decent person. Yes, she is an absolute condescending brat, but she has her moments, and when she has her moments, she can be very helpful. And in this episode, I'll give them this. They come up with a pretty interesting idea of having a lollipop Sentimonster, which is pretty silly, I'll give it that. That's a silly little thing I do like. And then akumatizing Sabrina into Miraculer, a villain that can literally steal the powers of any Miraculous hero. That is really freaking cool. Think of how dangerous a villain like that could be. A villain that can literally steal your powers, leaving you powerless, despite having, you still have your costume and everything, your countdown timer, but you don't have your agility, you don't have your special abilities. It's a very, very good concept for a villain, and they found a way to screw it up. Yes, she does get the powers of most of the characters in this episode. Ladybug, Cat Noir, Carapace, Rena Rouge, and except for Queen Bee. She doesn't get Queen Bee's powers, but she gets everyone else's that's actually in the episode. And, they barely do anything with it. And how's the villain defeated? Tickling. Yes, I kid you not, that is the solution to the episode. tickling. That's dumb even for this show. Now look, some things about Chloe I kind of understand, like her getting fed up about Ladybug not calling on the Queen Bee to help her when she's fighting someone akumatized. Like, I get that. I hate her character, but I get the conflict. And then Cat Noir convincing Ladybug to talk to Chloe, that was a nice scene. Then, of course, you have Lila speaking to Gabriel, and then she manipulates Chloe. The Lollipop Sense Monster is really cool. Lila's magic command is a ballerina spin, which is weird. And then they defeat the Sun Monster, they think it's all over, and then that's when Miraculer comes, steals the powers of Cat Noir and Ladybug, and it makes their symbols appear on her costume, which is actually, again, really cool concept. And then we have Mayora trying to convince Chloe to be evil. And credit to Chloe, she has learned from the other seasons and her other experiences, and she does say that she does not want to be evil. And you know what? Credit to her. And then everyone gets their powers back in the end, only after Cat Noir takes an absolute beating, because Cat Noir, without his agility, he's like, he can still fight decently, but without his powers and his agility, he's outmatched against Mayora, and she kicks the crap out of him. Like, poor Cat Noir. Like, throughout this entire episode, I was thinking, poor Cat Noir, he's the one that's getting the worst of it. And then you have Marinette finally giving Chloe the Miraculous. She turns into Queen Bee, she chases after Mayora, while everyone else takes care of Miraculer. And Mayora tries to manipulate her, and Chloe, again to her credit, says, no, I want to be a hero. I'm not trying to be evil like you and Hawkmoth. And then, shortly after the battle, though, Chloe is told the truth by Ladybug that she can no longer be Queen Bee. Ouch. And that leads Gabriel to think that she's going to change her mind and turn evil later. I mean, will she? I don't know. Like I said, this season's a first-time watch for me, so I don't know what's going to happen. But all I can say is, at least Chloe has some sort of morality in this episode. I mean, she is very stuck up and annoying, and I do hate how she mistreats Sabrina, because, I mean, didn't we literally just do this, like, a season or two ago? Almost this exact same plot of Chloe mistreating Sabrina, so Sabrina gets akumatized. Like, I feel like we're just running through the normal template here. Despite the fact that this is supposed to be like a big essential episode because it's the first time Hawkmoth tries to actually akumatize an actual Miraculous holder. And yet, it goes nowhere. At least for now. If it goes somewhere further down the line when I watch the rest of these episodes, maybe I'll cut it a bit more slack. But for now, it just seems like a whole big waste of time. I mean, there's some cool fights, and it's cool to see Rena Rouge and Carapace again, but that's literally it. Outside of that, this episode's just decent and nothing more. Final verdict is another 6 out of 10. It's an episode that could have been a lot more, that promises a lot more, but it just doesn't deliver in the end. What a freaking shame. Could have been something big and amazing, but instead, it's just disappointing. Sorry to be harsh, but this is another episode where if you want to watch it, you can. Otherwise, you won't really miss much by skipping it. Not a bad episode, but not a very memorable one. And like I said, out of this season so far, it's the most disappointing. Okay, that's going to conclude my probably somewhat controversial review of this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this almost every single day. And stay tuned, because we do have one more episode to review today. And I have been told for a while now that this is one of the best in all Miraculous. Is that true? Well, join me next time when we figure out together by checking out Oblivio.